says he's the senior police officer, or what'd you call it?
Master police officer.
Master police officer. You were nice enough to actually talk to us, the commoner slaves, 4 years ago. Seems like 5 minutes ago, and we're here, we're back.
I know, I went pretty quick.
Isn't it kind of deja vu how 4 years goes by?
Absolutely.
So tell us what's going on here. I see you're with the SWAT team. Are you going to keep us safe?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you aware of who's meeting here in the hotel?
Yes, I am. I listen to your show.
You listen to the show, too?
Absolutely.
Wow, I ran into some other guys that listen to the show. I ran into 5 guys who were all really nice yesterday, and, you know, they asked us to go. We left immediately. But I just want to find out who's absolutely harsh, because I understand you see somebody in the woods peeing on a you got to write them a ticket because that's the law. But, I mean, it looks like they're looking to find people. People are getting dropped off in like 10 seconds. They're writing them tickets if they stop. I mean, would you guys normally give somebody a ticket if they stopped and there's not a lot of traffic to let somebody out of the car? Lee's not allowed. Lee's being pulled back into the control center. Uh-oh, Lee's in trouble. He revealed he's a listener. So Lee doesn't like, and here's the thing, Lee doesn't like it, I bet, when he saw Mr. Panetta, Leon Panetta, tell him that the UN now runs the U.S. military. Did you guys see that? Yeah. The guys inside here openly say they run the military and our government. I'm not kidding. It's a violation of the Logan Act. That guy who came over, he must be in charge. Now we're beginning to understand what's really going on here. Uh-oh, he talked to an evil American. Lee got in trouble. That's it, Lee. Oh my God. Anyways. All right, anyways. See, a bunch of these police listen to the show. Were you listening to the show before we were here 4 years ago, or that got you listening?
It got me listening.
Oh, the outreach program. There you go, folks. I talked to like 5 of the cops the other day. Like 2 of them were listeners. They were all real nice. But anyways, let's go back over here. That's hilarious. Did you get all that, guys? Did everybody see that? Watson, what do you think of that? That's pretty funny, isn't it?
Pretty funny how some of them will talk to you and others just treat you like absolute scum, yeah. One thing I saw, Mitch
the head guy
the
ran out of the
Indiana,
bushes.
and he's endorsed Romney, and there's been speculation that Mitch Daniels could be Romney's VP, so, because we had Edwards groomed back in 2004, so could Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels be Romney's running mate, having been groomed by Bilderberg, because he's right there in attendance now, according to the official list.
I see something that's incredibly beautiful right here. It's my fellow Americans and my fellow humans of every race, color, creed, religion, united in liberty. Yeah! Freedom! The answer to 1984 is 1776. Yeah! The New World Order's going down. They're running scared. They know humanity is waking up to them and identifying the globalists. And the beginning of the sleeping giant awakening has begun. We will restore our republic. We will restore the United States as a beacon of liberty and truth, not a dark mountain of evil projecting corruption worldwide. The Bilderberg criminals think that they run this country. They think they run our Congress. They are the enemy, and they are criminal scum. Folks, we're broadcasting live on the radio right now. I want to hear everybody right now. The answer to 1984 is 1776. The answer to 1984 is 1776 worldwide. freedom lovers on a planetary scale. I salute everyone that's here today and everyone taking action and everyone forcing the Bilderberg crime meeting out into the open. I salute everyone who wants to be free. Yeah! All right, we got Paul Watson and Rob Dew in studio. I'm going to throw it to them for about 20 minutes, and I'll be back with some reports. And I'm going to try to, I know Webster Tarpley's in the house. We could drag him on here for a little while and talk to Burmis and a bunch of other people that are here. A lot of great folks here. It's amazing. Back to Paul Watson.
It's Alex Jones live in Chantilly, Bilderberg 2012. We're just going through the member list and some of the ramifications of that. I believe we got Rob Dew back in the studio. Rob, are you there? Don't have Rob Dew yet. Rob Dew will be coming in shortly, but I'm going through the list again. And as I said a while ago, Mitch Daniels, the governor of Indiana, of course, we had all this speculation about Marco Rubio being the potential VP pick for Mitt Romney. This stemmed from a Washington Post article written by veteran 30-year columnist Al Kamen, in which he referenced John Edwards' 2004 attendance at the Bilderberg meeting in Stresa, Italy, where he gave a impressive, to the Bilderberg members, foreign policy speech. And even as the campaign vehicles were all being labelled with Kerry Gephardt stickers, they in fact changed it at the last minute after Edwards' Bilderberg performance, and Edwards became the VP pick. Again, in 2008, James A. Johnson, who is there right now in Chantilly attending once again, he selected Barack Obama's running mate. And of course, back in 2004, John Edwards ran with John Kerry, who again is in attendance today. So there was speculation about Rubio being the potential VP, but we've actually got Mitch Daniels in attendance, the governor of Indiana. There was a story out of the Ticket from a few days ago. Mitch Daniels dismisses Romney Veep talk. It won't happen. Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels, who offered a tepid endorsement of Mitt Romney only after the Republican primaries, pushed back hard against the idea that he'll be chosen as Romney's running mate. And basically they've all said that. Rubio's said it. A number of the other potential VP candidates have said it. But it's just interesting that Mitch Daniels is at Bilderberg because they have a history of having a hidden hand influence in the US presidential election. So we'll wait to see what develops from that. Of course, Rubio's already attended numerous foreign policy speeches in the weeks leading up to Bilderberg. So we'll see what becomes of that. Again, we've got the full official attendee list on prisonplanet.com. We've also got sneering MSNBC anchor, "I'm way too lazy to research Bilderberg." And this is a confrontation by Luke Rudowski of We Are Change, in which he talks to Lawrence O'Donnell, MSNBC host. And it's just amazing to see the sneering arrogance of O'Donnell. He doesn't even know what Bilderberg is. When Luke tells him, he says, "Oh, that can't have any importance because I don't know what it is." Because like he's so high and mighty that anything that doesn't enter his consciousness just doesn't exist. And basically Luke schools him on it. And O'Donnell just proves how pathetically ignorant he is, just like the rest of the mainstream media, in not only failing to cover Bilderberg, but not even knowing what the organization is. So again, it goes back to the fact that the Washington Post publisher is in the meeting. It's a meeting of 120 global power brokers, most influential people on the planet. You know, Eric Schmidt, Google, LinkedIn, Facebook, Airbus, HSBC, Barclays, all of them, along with US politicians. And not a peep. One Washington Times story broke the US media blockade, and basically nothing else. The Huffington Post done a story on it. But when you're talking about, you know, the alphabet agency, news agencies, ABC and MSNBC, absolutely nothing. And it's pathetic. We're going to go to break soon, and we're going to come back with more breaking Bilderberg news and also go back to Alex at Ground Zero.
For more than 6 years, I've talked on the air about creating a social network. PlanetInfoWars.com is in its beta phase. We're just launching it, and I want to invite all of you out there to be in on the ground level. Planet InfoWars is about people coming together, forming activist organizations, getting involved politically, hunting and fishing, gardening, dating. This is a place for people who love freedom to meet and to talk and to write and to post information. And I give you this pledge. We are not going to spy on you and sell your data to the New World Order. PlanetInfoWars.com is free, so people who love freedom can get together, connect with people who are awake, and know what we're facing. Be active, organize, take action, go viral, create, contribute, resist, because resistance is victory. You are victory. It's waiting for you to breathe power into it. PlanetInfoWars.com.
It's Bilderberg 2012. It's the Alex Jones Show at Infowars.com, and you can watch the live Ustream right there on the front page at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. We were just talking about some of the attendees. Obviously, we've got the full official attendee list for Bilderberg 2012. And on there appears a certain Mitch Daniels, governor of Indiana. He's been mooted as a potential VP for Mitt Romney, and he's there meeting at Bilderberg 2012. Bilderberg has a history of grooming vice presidential candidates. And now we're going to talk to Rob Dew, who's got some more information on Mitch Daniels, governor of Indiana. Rob, go ahead.
That's right, Paul. Thanks a lot. And I just want to say it's a beautiful scene out there with all those people. I wish I could be there, but I'm happy to be right here. There's Burmis right there. Anyway, 87 to 90, Mitch Daniels led the right-wing think tank Hudson Institute, which was funded by pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly and Company. And then he left Hudson for an executive position at Eli Lilly, where he rose to the position of senior vice president for corporate strategy before leaving in 2001, here's the revolving door, to head George W. Bush's Office of Management and Budget. Okay, so here we have a guy who's very unimposing looking. He looks like a second-tier guy. He looks like vice president material. He kind of reminds you of Dan Quayle, who comes from the same state. And, you know, he's real small, kind of has a comb over, very unimposing. But you know what? He's going to sneak up behind you and shoot you up with some thimerosal, because if you don't remember, one of the companies that developed thimerosal was Eli Lilly. So there we go. You can expect more vaccines for more problems if you have Mitch Daniels getting in as the vice president. I also noticed some other people on here, some media people that need to be questioned. Peggy Noonan, author and columnist of the Wall Street Journal. Okay, and also Charlie Rose. Okay, he does all those interviews, really nice, in dark lights, talking to all those people about so many problems that they have to face every year. You know, he's going to be there. So I wonder if he will answer questions about Bilderberg. I wonder if he'll even mention that it exists. We've had Luke Rudowski. I guess We Are Change is issuing one confrontation an hour off their Facebook site, and then they're going to put it on their YouTube site. So they're going to be sending out all kinds of stuff. It's really good to see these people pop in. Here's the list over here if you want to pop in on that. Richard Pearl. That's another one. He's now left his government post, and he's a resident fellow of the American Enterprise Institute. I thought that was pretty interesting. Let's see. Vernon Jordan, who I think Bill Clinton even admitted that Vernon Jordan invited him to Bilderberg, but of course they didn't talk about NAFTA or anything like that. Let's see. Who else is on this list that's interesting? I just think it's definitely a who's who of the power brokers, and then every once in a while you see a media guy thrown in. Paul, what's your take on some of these media people? There's someone here, a journalist from LA7 TV in Italy, Lily Gruber.
Yeah, it's not just U.S. media, is it? In fact, well, you've got the Wall Street Journal represented, you've got Washington Post, but then you've got a smattering of foreign media. As you said, LA7 TV, Italy, you've got Le Monde out of France. So, I mean, they're just as complicit. Of course, Bilderberg mainly takes place in Europe. It only visits North America, you know, once every 4 years probably. So a lot of the European media are complicit in this. And again, so far, there's been very little. There's been a Daily Mail article, a Washington Times, a Huffington Post. Big debate in Canada because the two politicians there are having a back and forth.
Yeah, over $19,000, which is chump change to these people.
Well, exactly, because she's attending in a private capacity, but the taxpayers are paying for it. That's why people are getting up in arms about it. But I don't believe she's actually on the list, which, again, I mean, she put out a press release saying she would be there, and she's not on the list, although I've only scanned it briefly. So, again, there's more people who are there who aren't on the list.
That is true. Here's an interesting name. I'm looking up some information on him right now. Fred Krupp, president of the Environmental Defense Fund. That sounds like it's got Agenda 21 written all over it. I'm going to do some looking up on this guy and see what we can find out. Peter Mandelson of Great Britain, member of the House of Lords.
Mandy.
Yeah. What can you tell us about Mandelson?
Oh, Mandelson's routinely there. He's there every year.
Everybody can just sit down and relax.
He kind of pops back in and out of British politics. He gets whacked down by a new scandal and keeps popping back up, and he's always hanging out with Rothschilds on their yacht in Monaco. So he's an integral member. And yeah, like you said, Fred Krupp, Environmental Defense Fund, which is a non-profit environmental advocacy group, which we know they're talking about that because that's why the Canadian Premier is there to talk about, quote, ecological issues and sustainable development. Yeah, so they're talking about Agenda 21.
We'll come back to him, but I think we're going to go throw to Alex right now. Alex is on the scene in Chantilly, 3.0, Bilderberg 2012. Go ahead, Alex.
Well, I was just going to pop in and let you guys finish your point, but then it'd probably be a good time for me to go through the intel I've gotten from moles inside Bilderberg, not Bilderberg members, but inside Bilderberg. And I think it'd be a good time for me to, we're still live streaming, right, Aaron? Fantastic. We'll continue to give you shots. No, that's all right. You take a break. I'm just saying, let's aim it up the street like that. Perfect. Great job. We're going to continue to be streaming out here on the street. This is real journalism, real full-spectrum resistance to the globalist. Couldn't do it without all the supporters and listeners out there. You guys continue. I just wanted to let you know, coming up in the next segment, I've just got to collate this. I've got so many notes here. I've got what they're really discussing, not just the items on their agenda. I mean, we've never gotten more information because they're so rude and so mean to the employees inside and so hateful with their advance team. And they were so mean to people 4 years ago when they were here that we're just getting amazing information and intel on these guys, and we're absolutely kicking their butt. And it feels so good in my heart, and I feel so humbled to see all these parents out here with their children, to see old people, to see young people, to see black people, white, Hispanic, Asian, who all just have the same light in their eyes of a desire for liberty and freedom and humanity beginning to wake up and unify against these globalists. Because this is a life or death situation that we're facing here. We've got to defeat these people, and it's so amazingly important. The shadow government, the shadow corporate fascist system that uses socialism to get us to does not want us knowing. And so many, I ran into probably, wow, look at that plane with two propellers on the back. Isn't that weird and high-tech looking? You see that? We're at Dulles. There's all these crazy aircraft going over us. We probably should send people out to, what's the name of the one? Yeah, there's the Manassas is where they're really landing, and also the Jetway. That's where it's all going. But we've got listeners out there as well, so it'll all get out one way or the other. But to realize that the globalists are attacking humanity. They don't just want to conquer us. They want to dumb us down and kill us. I mean, it's in their own reports. And, oh, yeah, back to the cops. I'd say 90% of the police are really good people. But then, finally, I was talking to, like, the second in command. And when he came over and started saying, yeah, I'm a listener, the head guy runs out of the bushes and runs over and goes, that's it. Stop talking to him. And I was just going, man, why are you guys, if somebody stops their car for 20 seconds out here in the middle of nowhere in this office park to let somebody off because you won't let people park around here, why are you giving them tickets? I said, come on, you wouldn't do that to a regular citizen. And he was about to say, yeah, you're right, we wouldn't. Of course, he was saying, well, I wouldn't. And so what's sick is the higher-ups of the Fairfax County Police are telling them to just absolutely hammer American demonstrators and the sacred First Amendment that people have fought and died for so hard that most countries don't have. Australia's banning free speech. I mean, I can't believe how fast this is moving. The globalists are doing this everywhere. You've got an illegal Logan Act violating event. You got these military types in their black Chargers driving in, smugly looking at us on a power trip because they jog and lift weights, know how to shoot a gun, and they serve the dark New World Order, so they're part of the winning club. You're not part of the winning club. To understand, even if you're delusional, you're not part of the New World Order. To all the yuppies that say, okay, put poison in the water, there's too many people. They're doing it to you, you idiot. Okay, even if you think that's the right thing to do, which it isn't. And then they say reduce population. Let's say there's too many people, okay, which is debatable. The globalist actual population documents, Memorandum 200 in the State Department, admit that if they just industrialize Latin America, Asia, and Africa, the people start having 1.3 kids like everybody else, and you'd have a population drop. Russia's having to pay people to have kids. all the industrialized world are dying. Instead, the globalists keep the third world in squalor. People have 7, 8 kids, half of them die, and they try to give them bioweapons and chemical weapons to dumb them down. It's just evil. The globalists just like to hurt people. They like to exercise raw power. All the medical testing on the troops, all the medical testing on foster kids, I'm done. They're the enemy. And later, I'm going over there to bullhorn them when they really start arriving. Some of them are here now, to let them know, in no uncertain terms, that we understand they're murdering criminals, and we see them, and we're aware of them. And when they start releasing even more powerful bioweapons, everybody's going to know it's them. And no underground fortress is going to keep them safe. They need to understand that. We blast through their paradigm. We know the truth. By the way, they're having a fake event with George Bush Sr., George W., Obama, and all these globalists at the White House right now. And somebody showed me on their iPhone. I went and checked it. In fact, folks, look that up if my crew can do that. Meeting at the White House today, and just click Google NSA News. And they're all meeting over there because I bet you, like last year on the Friday and Saturday when Obama and Hillary disappeared, I'll bet you with the level of security here, the fences, the barricades, the SWAT teams, the bivouacs, everything they got set up, there is some bigwigs. There's some big mafia meeting stuff going on here right now. You better believe it. So this is incredibly important. Rob Dew, guys, you got any comments on that?
Well, I think I figured out why the Washington Post hasn't been covering Bilderberg, because they are over at the White House. Obama hosts former presidents, first ladies, George W. Bush portrait unveiling. So they're going to have a portrait of definitely either the first or second dumbest president in the history of the United States, unveiling his portrait.
It's so incredibly important.
Right.
What the portrait? Let's talk about the portrait.
Exactly, that's what's important.
Meeting happening.
Yeah, not the fact that over hundreds of the biggest mafia heads are here right now, meeting in secret, but we're exposing the light on them, Alex. We're letting them know we know who they are, and we're going to keep doing it. And man, this makes me very proud to be part of new media, because this is where it's all happening right now.
Back with
this is new media.
Alex Jones, everybody else, Bilderberg 2012. Stay with us. We're going to be covering key info straight ahead. All right, my friends, we are back live from Chantilly 2012 Bilderberg, and there's already now, it looks like, 200 people on this side until there's about 100 over on the other entrance. Just really amazing. People could take time out of the slave grid to get over here. And, of course, the local defense contractor businesses that have these wide open parking lots in other areas where we could park 4 years ago have got the police in there really freaking out on people and getting in their face. So they're doing whatever they can to keep people out of here. But most of the police I talk to now that'll actually talk to us are listeners and are awake and know what's going on and know there's a crime syndicate inside. So that happened on tape earlier. We lost our live feed earlier. Yeah, so call them, Aaron, and tell them to call this camera, and we'll go live on Skype on this one. Or maybe you can call their Skype ID that way. Doing some directing here behind the scenes. We had a bunch of backup batteries, but ended up leaving them on the RV, but that happens in the fog of the info war. Let me start now so Paul Watson can get this and get reports out on it. And again, I want to commend the whole team for working double time, the crew back in Austin, the crew here, the crew in England, everybody and all the listeners. Let me go over in my chicken scratch some of the things that we're getting from our sources here. Herman von Rupe is going to be here. I don't know if he's on the list, but he's going to be here from Jim Tucker's source, which is impeccable. And they're trying to push a world bank that you pay all your carbon taxes to. Again, we know this, but that's what's on the agenda now. How do they have the European Central Bank become basically the new global bank by imploding the countries, but then posing as the savior, always getting people basically deeper into the quicksand? So that is coming up. Continuing here. We have reports on the front of something that they're very upset about, is that their Law of the Sea Treaty to give the UN, that means the bankers that run it, control of the oceans, to start taxing all the ships on the oceans, including our waterways like rivers, anything that touches an ocean. So basically most of the United States waterways, including lakes that really are reservoirs or dammed rivers, under UN control, allows foreign corporations to come in and loot everything while harassing the living daylights out of local fishermen and people. In Mexico, I've been down to Mexico the last few years, no more little fishermen down by Cozumel and places. They're not allowed to fish anymore. They're that angry. But big giant trawlers are allowed to go on the side of the shore and just scoop up whatever they want. Just total slavery. Agenda 21, your country being handed over to foreign banks through fraud. They create the fraud, have you sign on to it. They're very upset that their Bank of the World is in trouble, that their Law of the Sea Treaty is in trouble, even though they've had traitors like the former senator from Tennessee out there pushing it. They want to, again, accelerate the rollout of world government as the savior with 3 super blocks, Asia Union, European Union, North American Union, but integrate all those by stealth. They are really worried about resurrecting their carbon tax, so they're going to shift off of that, but just say a carbon tax is needed to save endangered species. We're now live on Justin TV. Of the crew wants to be able to get that feed and put it up on our main page. We've lost our connection to the great folks over at Ustream, but we do have that Justin TV feed for folks that are watching on PrisonPlanet.tv. That feed is back up. Again, we'll have more live feeds out here later today. Again, Bilderberg was irate. We've confirmed that as we broke 2 days ago, that we have moles inside and that we learned the location so early and that there's so much media coverage, though there's still somewhat of a blackout. There's WorldNet Daily, Washington Times, Drudge Report, InfoWars, and so many alternative media. It's really having a big effect. The Daily Mail, some of the European newspapers, a bunch of mainline Canadian papers are saying, hey, why is our premier down there pushing carbon taxes, Agenda 21? So they're very, very upset over that. They want to accelerate internet IDs, as Aaron Dykes, noticed one of the head Bilderberg people, a government regulator of the EU, was calling for a few weeks ago. That is confirmed, a big agenda. They want that to be able to tax the web selectively, force people over to internet too. That's highly surveilled and curtailed. That's a big part of the plan. You're getting directly from the moles, okay? Integrated from 4 different sources. Jim Tucker's mole, our 3 moles, and of course I should add, you also know that Estelin does have some connections into the highest banking order. Again, they do want a war, but they don't know how to sell it, and the military, the U.S. military, keeps balking at it, explaining that it's going to unravel. Russia threatening to nuke if any of these big wars start, or if any more missiles are rolled into Eastern Europe. That's got the globalists concerned. Not that Russia's good either. It's all corrupt big governments. China, they're all in double deals with each other. All these groups are interlocking, but all busy stabbing each other in the back as well. And I've been sweating so bad that a bunch of this writing got messed up in my back pocket. Continuing here, we're going to go to break and come back. We're going to get final comments from Paul Watson on this, and then we're going to get Dew's comments, and then we're going to take a few calls. If anybody is out here on the scene, they're welcome to call in from the scene of Bilderberg 2012, or people even inside if you want to try to call in. 800-259-9231. If you're exposing Bilderberg 2012.
Everything we said came true. Everything we've done's been right.
All right, going back to the crew here, I've got some other points I want to make, but before I get into my other notes I haven't covered yet, and there's more breaking, Paul Watson, any comments on what we're seeing and how historical this is?
Alex, it's completely historic. It's the biggest protest against Bilderberg ever. They fear the spotlight. That's what we're giving them. And people don't understand the extent to which people go. I mean, you were talking to some snivelling mainstream media journalist earlier who was saying, oh, what do you get out of this? What do we get out of this? I mean, people spend thousands of dollars. They get 2 hours sleep a night. Yeah, it's fun, but it's damn hard work, and we're doing what we can because the mainstream media refuses to cover it. So don't put it back on us. Let's point the finger at the real criminals.
Well, that's right. What do we get out of this? Yeah, I mean, Tucker Carlson sends people down here. I mean, I agree with you. What do we get out of this? We get freedom. We get our Second Amendment. We don't have drones looking through our back bedrooms. We don't have government saying what size toilet we can have. Mayor Bloomberg saying you can't have over a 12-ounce drink now. And again, the sugar is not good, but it's the GMO that's really killing us. They're like, everybody's starting to die. Ban sugar. Ban big Cokes. What about the mercury and stuff that's in those Cokes? Ban big coffees. Ban salt. Tell us the light bulbs and toilets. We can have home inspections. They banned free speech in Australia. $1.1 million fines if you criticize the carbon tax. Checkpoints everywhere. TSA going down our pants. Have you looked around? Tyranny isn't funny. And I was shocked I thought it was like Wonked or something, because they, like the Democrats have had really stupid questions. And these guys are like, Alex Jones, you're making a lot of money off this, aren't you? And I looked at the guy and I said, yeah, we've been successful. We're trying to build a media organization. We're trying to build something to counter the globalist. I mean, I believe in what I'm saying. I don't want a world government. I don't want a new world order. The Bilderberg is real. And they're like, oh, yeah, they were so powerful. Why are you allowed to protest? I mean, it's just, it's like you're the libertarian big guys. You're supposedly Tucker Carlson. I remember Adam Kokesh with Adam versus the Man back during the Iowa caucuses. They come up and start talking to him, and he looks at him and goes, you're with Alex Jones. He's bleeping scary, and starts cussing. And they're like, no, we're not with Alex Jones. And he just starts freaking out and blowing up. And if they're still here, I'll talk to them now. I just gotten here, and they're like shoving a camera in my face. And I'm like, I'm here exposing a global mafia that openly says the UN's going to run our military. Now the Secretary of Defense is telling Congress that. The world government is openly being announced, and there's some sniveling Tucker Carlson people with effeminate disgust frothing in my face with real, palpable, shaking anger. And I'm like, I'm mad at the Bilderberg Group, but not even as mad as you are at me. You're just mad because you're a bunch of cynical establishment, fake left-right paradigm suck-ups who see libertarian freedom as a market. And you're mad that we're bigger than you, and you're obsessed with money, so you're like, I bet you're making a lot of money. Yeah, you know what, folks? We do need to be strong. We need to hire more reporters. We need to if people actually spent their money and bought nothing but organic, and spent their money and bought more guns as they're doing, we would defeat these people just by the checkmate of hundreds of millions of guns getting purchased in the last 10 years. I mean, we are winning. Liberty is still popular. That's why they want to shut down the free market, because if people start funding liberty with their purchases and with their word of mouth, it's over. We've got people power. The globalists want a mega monopoly over media, over money, over energy to shut us down so that we can't struggle. And they're trying to get the vice grips, the straitjacket on us now. They're trying to put the chains on us. But we woke up, we're saying, you're not putting those chains on me. And they're like, how dare you not want to put chains on yourself? How much money are you making out of this? They want to change the subject. They're desperate. They said none of this existed. But the minute robber barons who want to be little media people like Tucker Carlson aren't able to co-opt the liberty movement and aren't able to co-opt Ron Paul as they've tried to do, they fail, and they fail miserably. And the truth is, the people are waking up from across the political spectrum, and they know the truth, and there's no putting the genie back in the bottle. Paul Watson, continue.
And it's the same on the left. I mean, it's like Lawrence O'Donnell says to Luke Radowski, well, the Bilderberg Group, I've never heard it, therefore it must not have any significance whatsoever. Just because him and his sneering arrogance doesn't even know what it is, that must render it automatically obsolete. So it's the same on the fake right with a, conservative Tucker Carlson, same on the fake left. And I just applaud all the people who are there, because they've gone through the stress, the hassle, they've spent thousands of dollars. And it's a slog. It's hard work, I know, because I did it last year. So I applaud everyone.
Exactly, but it's not just that. It's not just that they asked me sarcastic and mean questions. It was the demonic. It's not even. It's an insult to women. It wasn't effeminate. It was that metrosexual type male who he's like, it's like they're demons. They recognize that we're not demons. They're like, we'll get you from the gates of hell. And like, no wonder Tucker Carlson's scared, because they know we're not demons. He's like, he's scary. Because I mean, it's like, we see them. We see you. Hello, my little friend. Mama don't like tattletales. I've come here to do two things. That's kick ass and chew bubble gum. And I'm all out of bubble gum.
Yeah, Alex, I notice a lot of people out there have their sunglasses on so they can see, and we know that they live right now. And I think it's deplorable.
Exactly. And that was a little, Tucker Carlson's little turd that was out here.
Totally.
Was a little Bilderberg bottom feeder.
How many no big contracts?
Was shaking with hatred. Was just
was it Carlson or one of his minions?
No, literally. Yes, I'm crazy, dear. So many sweet children out here with their parents. All right, I'm over here doing Tucker Carlson minion imitations.
Well, and it's ridiculous. They try to get you right as you walk up, and they want to ask you those types of questions and turn the focus on how much money you're making off of this. Yeah, this is a money-making operation, but you know what? There's no corporate sponsorship going on here. There's nobody above Alex Jones. Alex Jones is where the buck stops, and he's out there in the field right now making stuff happen.
Exactly. They want to change the subject as if ABC and MSNBC with the Lockheed Martin funding and General Electric. Again, it's ridiculous. I just laugh at them. So, again, I haven't even the last few days plugged any products here. I'm glad they reminded us. Folks, fill our gas tanks, buy books, videos.
We got a shot over here.
At prisonplanet.tv. They absolutely hate it. Tucker Carlson cannot stand that InfoWars. It's like 8 times bigger than his website. They cannot stand it. God bless you, Webster Tarpley. I want to interview Tarpley here in a moment.
Okay.
Lord Tarpley, the Supreme Leader.
It's Alexis.
All right, come on over here. Let's get you over. You're a little too trendy to talk to me these days. I don't do radio like this all the time. This is awesome. Just wandering around with patriots everywhere that love liberty. This is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Feels good. Come on, Tarpley. You just energize me.
I lost my voice.
Oh, it's all right. Get over here.
Okay.
I have the grand brain bug right here with me.
Okay.
All right.
I thought we were going to lay off.
Come on.
Can we go in the shade?
Yes, your lordship.
The ticks.
Anyways,
We'll fight this man.
we tease Tarpley all the time and call him Lord Tarpley. Hey, I'll take you out to dinner tonight, buddy.
Thank you. I'm not sure. My wife is nearby.
Oh, I'll take her with you.
Well, let's see. Maybe it's possible.
I'm trendy enough for your wife to eat with me.
I guess, in principle, absolutely.
I'm joking. Anyways, hey, incredible rout of the globalist. They are running scared, buddy. They were going to call in a bomb threat till we discovered it. All right, Webster, here's the microphone right here. I want to...
That's a good shot, Alex, right there. If Aaron backs up a little bit, that's a good shot.
Coming back in just a minute.
Yeah, back up a little bit, and you'll have a good shot, they say. We're directing everything here on the air. Tarpley, how are you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
Here, I'm going to put the headset on you.
Of course.
I'm going to put the headset on you, and then you ask me. I'm going to ask you questions.
Okay.
What do you think of this big event here we're having?
Well, it's useful, man. It is loud, huh? I mean, that's a little bit less loud.
No, I'm partially deaf, Tarpley.
Okay.
Just enjoy it. No. We've got to get everything tuned just right for Tarpley. How do you turn this down, Richard?
I have to get in my backpack.
You cannot turn it down. Okay, you don't have to hear it. Here, I'll hold it up to use the microphone. Enough.
Great.
Lord Tarpley, go ahead.
Okay.
Worldwide transmission. Go ahead.
Look, the
not right.
Bilderberg Group.
It is not a Cobra. It won't bite you. Here you go.
It's 58 years old now, and these are the Atlanticists, right? This is basically the civil society of the NATO alliance. And it was started by the Nazi prince, Bernard of Holland, who was an official member of the SA and the SS. And he was joined then by others. His close friend, of course, Prince Philip of Britain, the guy who wants to come back and kill people in the form of a deadly virus. And over the years, you get a certain amount of European feudal aristocracy. You get bankers, you get finance oligarchs, financiers, right? This is the essence of the problem of the world. A private network that controls governments. That's the human condition. A private network of bankers. And of course, you don't want to go for the cape, you want to go for the matador. And the matador is the private network that controls governments, right? Because we've got, so far as I know, we got the Chancellor of Austria, Faymann, is here, right? We had the Austrian television people came.
The big Canadian premier.
Well, she's the Prime Minister of the state of Alberta, right? She's a global warming freak. Who else? We had some funny cases here, right? Somebody said he saw a wheelchair. That must be Kissinger. Somebody said, no, that was the David Rockefeller wheelchair. Somebody said, I saw Madeleine Albright. And somebody said, that wasn't Madeleine Albright. That was the cleaning lady going in for her shift. Some people are obsessed with the idea that Jay Rockefeller is going to be here. Others are think that Robert Rubin lives here. I don't know about this stuff.
Well, Bernanke shows up a lot.
Fine.
Have you heard the Rothschilds and Rockefellers are merging their banking dynasty?
Yeah, fine. At some level, they're
that's big news today.
Well, yeah, fine.
And Bloomberg's banning Cokes.
Fine. Well, you have to have, you can't go chasing after every little thing that happens, right? You got to have your own strategy.
The limos are coming in. We're going to go yell at them. But listen, let's
fine.
do a lot. But I mean, continue. What do you make of Bilderberg?
Well, this is not what it was in the sense that there was a time in the 50s when this was it represented, you know, most of the world except maybe for Japan, which was in the process of rebuilding. Right now, NATO...
Well, we got to come back to you. Stay with us. The scum is arriving. Come with us. Come with us. Come with us, brave lad. All right, there's Webster Tarpley. Yeah, the limos are coming in. They're getting stuck up at the front. The police are getting mad. Hold on. Hey, Tarpley, come here.
Globalist scum arriving right now at Bilderberg.
Show's over in 10 minutes, but I'm going to go into overdrive with the internet streams at Infowars.com, so stay with us, all right?
It would be good to get a chair.
Yeah, okay, well, they made us get our car out of here. Hey, where's your wife? I'd like to meet her. I know we're on the air, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
If we let this get out of hand, this is going to be hell.
What is?
This is the Bilderbergers, you know.
Oh, they're the enemy. They're the absolute enemy. It's like Tarpley said, it's the Venetian black nobility control system. Again, a bunch of builder slimes are coming in right now off their jets. This is it. This is it. This is good. You're going down, criminal scum. I need my bullhorn. Oh,
There you go.
the elixir. Yeah, skip the break. A jet load of turds is coming in. Excuse me. I know it's a family show. I apologize. I'm out here in the heat. I'm getting a little wild.
You should be getting wild.
Globalist slime bags that put the poison in our water makes me want to throw up.
Exactly. These people are trying to kill us.
Poor Tarpley. I was getting him in an interview, and now he's running off. Hey, Webster, you can go sit over there in the shade. Where is Jacobson? I haven't seen him all day.
Listen, George. Finally, I got you.
Oh, we got to move across? All right. Come on over here. We'll do the interview.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Finally, I can reach you, sir. I was following you all the time. I sent you emails.
Oh, great. Well, we should do an interview over here. I'm off the radio in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Let's go here.
Yeah, but I got to bullhorn them when they come by.
Hey, Alex, I found an interesting name on the list from Russia.
Really? We got a Ruski on there?
Yeah, Gary Kasparov, the chess champion. Right there.
Are you getting the bankers over here? Yes, sir.
Why we are here today, sir?
Why are we here today? Do you take over?
Yeah, I'll take over. So anyway, Gary Kasparov, the chess champion, is also chairman of the United Civil Front of Russia. And at first, I didn't believe it was the chess champion, and I looked it up with, you know, adding United Civil Front on there, and there he is. You know, he 2005 he ended his chess career.
Isn't it?
No, what was that, Paul?
He's anti-Putin, given the fact they're talking about Russia. He's a political opponent of Vladimir Putin.
Well, there you go. That can make sense that maybe they're positioning him to come in. He's got name recognition to maybe come in and oust Putin at some point, because they tried an invasion during Bush's term with Dick Cheney leading that.
They've tried the color revolution as well, haven't they?
Exactly. And now they're picking people up for, I guess, spitting on portraits of Putin or any kind of protest now. They're grabbing people and throwing them in jail. So it's definitely the same old Russia that we remember back in the 80s with the Cold War. Here's an interesting one. Britt Harris, CIO of Teacher Retirement Systems of Texas. I wonder what they're planning on doing with the teacher retirement system. You know, everybody that's a teacher here that I know, my wife works at a high school, and everybody that's a teacher here, they love their retirement. It's all they talk about is their retirement. And so this could be some way, you know, they're looking to maybe take some of that money because it's very lucrative.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I'm going to look up and see how much that is.
Retirement age, and like they've done in Europe, possibly.
Totally, yeah. Have the teachers working till they're 80 because it's not a out in the sun type of job. And then when they go to collect, it won't be there. And that's what I keep telling my wife. I say, you got to be careful. Be sure you diversify because it may not be there when you go to collect.
Oh, yeah, completely.
Yeah, Teacher Retirement System of Texas.
There's a lot of newbies on there from what I can see. I'm going to have to go through the whole list.
There are. It's some interesting stuff.
New faces.
I was surprised to see the chess champion on there. Jessica T. Matthews, president of the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. We know that, let's see, she is right there. If you watch the piece we did on Charlotte Iserby, when they first formed the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, one of the first things they did was write a letter to Woodrow Wilson telling him not to end the war too early. Does that sound like international peace?
The Carnegie Institute's always pushing war. Same with Brookings Institute. They're represented at Bilderberg. They've been pushing the attack on Syria.
That's just an example of hiding in plain sight. We create something called the Endowment for International Peace, yet we are pushing for war, and we have a direct line into the president during World War I, telling him to continue the war, not to stop it too early, because we need to make changes in America. And the changes they were talking about were changing us from a more of an independent nation to a collectivist nation. And you can see that's where we're at now. That's why we have jackbooted thugs everywhere and pot-bellied pedophile TSA agents groping us.
Yeah, while pastors are getting thrown in jail for saying spank your kids to discipline them.
We covered that last night on the InfoWars Nightly News. And tonight Mike Adams will be there. And also, I guess we're going to be going live. Looks like there's somebody, taking a cab. Must be one of the poor billionaires going in today. Let's see. Did you cover John Kerry's going to be there?
Yeah, covered John Kerry. Of course, Edwards was picked as his running mate by Bilderberg. So
right. By Johnson.
Violating the Logan Act.
By James A. Johnson.
He's violating the Logan Act.
We call James A. Johnson the vice kingmaker because he seems to be the one that picks out these vice presidents all the time. And he'll probably be picking out this year's.
Guys, go to me in just a minute.
Okay. Who's another one? Here's another one from California, CEO of Palantir Technologies. If you don't know from the Lord of the Rings, the Palantir was the all-seeing eye, and his name is Alexander Karp. Interesting. He formed his company with people from PayPal, and there was something else. I had something up on them. PayPal and Stanford computer scientists. So these guys are definitely, and they have two products, Palantir Government and Palantir Finance. Basically, they're a think tank, and they help people do things with their money, mega billionaires. So they're there either putting people together or making their own networks so they can, keep their chokehold grip on the world economy. As you can see, it's imploding right now, and I think they're very happy about that. They're trying to control that implosion. Dick Gephardt. He was a former presidential candidate at one time.
Do you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Yeah, we're ready to go to you. Are you ready?
Yeah, and I didn't think I was talking to you on air. I've been talking to the other guys for like 3-4 minutes. I didn't know they heard me. I guess they just put me on air.
Yeah, we heard you when you said you wanted to go to you soon. Go ahead if you're ready.
Oh, okay.
Or do you want us to keep talking?
Well, I don't even remember what I wanted to say now. The point is I just wanted to commend everybody that's out here and spent all this time and money to get out here. It's just amazing that all of this is going on.
The People's Media, Alex.
Do what?
This is the People's Media right here, in action. People coming together and reporting.
It's called. That's really what it is. We really are. People always ask, what are you? We're the People's Media.
Yeah.
And that's why there's such disdain by these media people, the mainstream and also the so-called alternative, like the caller people.
Those bow tie media.
They just absolutely hate this country.
Yeah,
and they'll cover just enough of the New World Order and say it's Obama. But they'll never get into how the Republicans are controlled by the very same thing. I mean, the power structure is really scared this country may wake up. I'm gonna commend the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, we salute all of you here in defiance of this tyranny. And more people from across. Oh, thank you. A lady just gave me a gold coin. You're very sweet. I can't take that. You're very sweet. All right, brother. Well, thank you. Listen, all I can say is that it is so magic what's happening here. All over the world, the people are waking up to the private corporate mafia known as the Bilderberg Group that is overthrowing our country. The Bilderberg Group openly now says that our military is run by the UN and NATO. They're openly announcing world government. They are the enemy of this country, and more we are identifying them. The answer to their 1984 system is 1776. The answer to 1984 is 1776. It's amazing. Now, when I get off air here in a few minutes, we're going to do some live streams, and I'm going to address the Bilderberg crud. But they'll be arriving over the next 3 hours. This is the big thick of it. Did anybody recognize the scum in those limos we saw coming in?
I got shots of every single one right in their window.
Good, good. And you're the folks with the Intel Hub, right? Oh, yeah, I interviewed you once on the radio. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, that's super exciting. And we're going to do a lot of live streams out here tonight. And I'm going to try to interview Tarpley. It's just they started driving in. Is Webster Lever? Is he sitting off in the shade? Because we're going to go interview him with live streams as soon as the show ends. And then we're going to come back and do more. Paul Watson, crew, you guys have done an exemplary job. This has been total transparency media as well. Everybody's seeing the behind the scenes with live video streams at Infowars.com. The big Bilderberg list is up on the site. Infowars.com is leading the coverage worldwide with DrudgeReport.com knocking down the big door for us, along with the Washington Times and WorldNetDaily.com and everybody else. I mean, look, they're smart at the Washington Times. They're smart at WorldNet Daily. They understand the people know about this. Of course, WorldNet Daily's been covering it for a long time. Drudge has been covering it for a long time. I mean, this is really happening. Looks like more cars are about to come in. Again, somebody just gave me like a quarter ounce of gold here. I didn't even have a chance to thank him because I'm on the radio. It's all right. I'll go thank him after the deal.
Hey, Alex, I have an idea.
Or something.
I think we could get people to take this list, since we published it on Infowars.com, take this list and take one person on it and do a profile, send it in to writers at Infowars with links to what you've written up, and let's start putting this up here. Let's get more information out on these peoples, and let's connect the dots, because that's the only way we're going to do it, is if we do it ourselves. We can't wait for anybody else to do it.
I totally agree with you, and we're going to be going to break here, and I guess coming up, we're going to be coming back with one of the, well, I guess we better just go into overdrive here, ladies and gentlemen. Overdrive coming up right now. We're going to let Paul Watson get out of here so he can file another report right now. I'm Alex Jones of Infowars.com, and we are here with Free Humanity with the People's Media. Stay with us and get the word out about this. I cannot express to you enough, if you live on the East Coast or the Midwest, wherever, get in your car now, get here. And get this out on your email, your Facebook, everywhere. Call into talk radio. Get this information out to everybody. Now is the time. I'll be off in a minute, bro. We can take a better picture. Now is the time to get here. This is the criminals. This is the scum. These are the people doing all this. These are the people destroying our liberties. These are the people standardizing systems of control and then deploying it to our local areas. Now is the time to get to Virginia.
How many people are there, Alex, right now?
Time to get to Chantilly. What's that, dude?
How many people are there right now?
Oh, about 200 on this side and 100 on the other, about 300, but I didn't even expect half of this early.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I think by tomorrow night and Saturday, everybody can get here. It's going to be huge. Folks, don't wait for orders from headquarters. You want to confront the real deal? You want to get out here as citizen journalists and expose the real deal? This is it. And then Sunday morning and afternoon, when a lot of them leave, some leave Monday morning, most leave Sunday afternoon. I'm going to be here through Sunday evening. I want to see everybody here. Help us get this out. We've gone so far with this. It is so exciting. And just until a few days ago, I was still having debates with people. They're like, oh, they're not really meeting in Chantilly. That's disinfo. And they had disinfo groups out saying it wasn't really going to be here, hoping you wouldn't come. So, again, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Bilderberg 2012. This is the people hijacking our country, a corporate takeover. This is the infiltration. These people are the enemies, and we are exposing the enemies of this country. So, again, I want to commend everybody at the Infowars team and the listeners and supporters and everybody that is out here. This is nothing less than amazing what's unfolding here today. Richard, you got any comments?
I'll tell you what, it's awesome to see these people out here, and absolutely Bilderberg has to really be upset about what's going on because, like I've said in the past, they are going to be exposed bigger and badder than ever this time around.
Well said, Richard.
I think it's beautiful that we see people peacefully protesting tyranny. This is where it's at right now, and I hope it just continues. I hope you guys double in size tomorrow and then double in size again on Saturday, and that is going to bring out the lamestream media. They will finally show up and rear their ugly heads, probably with more Tucker Carlson wannabes in their bow ties, asking stupid questions.
Well, listen, I agree with you. One final point. It's almost better when the mainstream corporate press doesn't cover it because it just further discredits them, and everybody worldwide is seeing this. And that's why the mainstream media, the old stream, devil stream, death stream media, the Seth stream media, the Decepticon media, is so upset because they don't have a monopoly anymore, and we're kicking their butt on every level. This is so exciting what's unfolding right now.
It's the lame duck media. I think you guys are doing great out there.
Hammer this out. The photos, the videos at Infowars.com, the list, the articles, all of it. What's happening? Get it out to everybody. This is big. We're going to be broadcasting out here for 3 hours tomorrow live. I'll be live streaming tonight. It'll be at Infowars.com. Go to Infowars.com. Click on the right-hand side of that green link that says Bilderberg 2012. This is big. Get the word out on this on every front. This is really upsetting the power structure that all these old bankers and New World Order people are meeting in secret with their bought and paid for globalist trader, collaborator, bankers and government heads, violating the Logan Act, violating federal law. We are here. This is awesome. Everybody, get here now. Get here now. This is going to be huge. I predict 1,000 people peak, and if you go crazy and get the word out, we can get 10,000 out here, and believe me, that's not what they want.
It's Infowars.com. You can go there for Bilderberg breaking news, live video from Bilderberg, watch the streams, spread them around.
Yeah.
Let's make this revolution happen right now, right today. Occupy Bilderberg. That's right, the People's Media. We're going to take it back because we're sick and tired of you.
1976.
We're sick and tired of the globalists.
Big boil downs.
Ask yourselves, what are you doing in this time of great challenge? What are you doing to unlock minds?